Okay, this is going to be a pretty quick and dirty lesson about images. We're just going to go over linking them, or not linking the path, and then also resizing images. So we already know that we can put in img source equals Anjali.jpg. Now you can use any image you want. I use the picture of my daughter, so let's save that, and that image is there. So you can also link any image that is on the internet. So if I go to google.com, and you will see, if you go to, let's say, image of beaches. So what you can do is you can always grab whatever. So keep in mind, this is very important. Very, very important. Listen close. When you grab random images on Google and you try to use them, so you can use copy image address, and then you could grab that image and you could use that image. And this is okay if you're testing out, learning on your own, but you cannot use this on your own website on the internet. It has to be copyright free images. So there is a tools and the usage rights, and you can say label for non-commercial reuse, label with modification. So that way, label for reuse. So now these pictures you can freely use and don't worry about any copyright issues, right? So there, you see how this one comes up from Pixabay. Pixabay is a great website if you need that, and there's tons of them, and I will list them on the website. But if you go to pixabay.com, and here everything is going to be copyright free, so you can grab whatever image you want. So let's say we wanted, I like that cat. Let's look at some kittens. Actually, let's look at kittens, and you see some great kittens there. I love this one. And so you can download it. I'm just going to do a copy image address. Now, if your website is on the internet, be kind. Don't use their bandwidth. Download it. Host it on your own server. But for learning purposes, we are going to just link it from our demo site. So let's type in our image again. And we're going to do source equals quotes. And you can paste that link right in there. So I'm going to close this down so you can see the whole thing. And save. And now you have that image there. So when let me put Anjali back in there. So let's do Anjali and save. So now she's right below. So now these pictures are pretty big. So what we would do is we can actually make height equals, and we could do 200 pics. And you notice how that height now is much smaller, and we can copy it and paste that same thing into here and save it. And now they're both the same height. So there also is width. So when you do height, it'll try to keep the same aspect ratio. But say you wanted to do width. So width equals 200 pics, and you wanted a square. Now it would skew the image to make it fit, which doesn't always look the best. So I highly suggest, if you have multiple images and you wanted them all to be the same size, so how you wanted them to be like this, you want to pre-edit them so that they are the same aspect ratio, so you don't run into stretching, because that is not what good looks like. All right. So the other thing, that if you have an image that you have a bunch of them, what you should do is put them into a folder. So now you will see I put in this image folder, and I have 1 through 6. So now if I were to open up and show you, so you can see it on my computer. So there's my index. There's that MP3 used. There's Anjali, and then there's this IMG folder, and that has a bunch of images in it. So when you're using that, you would type it in as, let's see, so IMG. I can't type. Source, and then you would just put a dash for the folder, and you can see it's there, but I'm gonna type it out, IMG, and then dash, and then you can pick out whatever image you want from that folder. So there's that JPEG and save. So there's that same image there, and I have a bunch of them, and I want to make them all height equals 200. And now all my images are going to be the same size. So, same aspect ratio, I should say. So I'm going to push Shift Alt down arrow. And that's going to copy it multiple times. And I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just save it, and you're going to see these are my 2 kids. They're older now, so you see like this is him as baby, this is him older. That's Anjali, so that baby, they're all the same. Okay, so I only have 2. But now you see that they're all going to be the same height, and they all are in that same folder. Now, instead of actually writing this out multiple times, the ideal way to write this, you notice I write 200 pix there. You don't actually have to write the pix part when you're writing the height in HTML. So instead of writing this out multiple times, I'm going to hit Command Control D. When I have this, Control D. I'm going to get rid of those, right? And I'm also going to get rid of these. So now it's back to the original sizes, right? So what we would do in CSS, so if I do style, so style is going to be your CSS for the page. What you can do is do IMG, and inside that you do height 200 pix. And save, and now you see that it makes all the pictures 200 pix. Now, one thing I wanted to kind of point out that is a thing not to do is using border. Now, you can see that it automatically turns red there. That's because it's deprecated. It was an HTML4 thing that was taken away, and you will see it here and there, but know that it is not the proper way to do things, and that kind of adds a border there, but do not use that. It is something that is not used anymore. You're going to do that with CSS.